blends be all the right cred, meaning credential. Best of both worlds when we rockin' over pearls in the instrumental. Are you ready? Set. Jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady. To the letter rock. Turn it up. We giving the show. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets, fool? That's a close encounter of what kind? Gentlemen. When it was time to get it lit, we got it hot like fever. Sick with the talk, pass to your receiver. All about running the spot. And you know we got breath control, so no need to take a breather. Cardio kingpin.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. The setting in this dome just serves to amplify the excitement of the folks in New Orleans as their Saints burst from the tunnel a moment ago. They're set, and we're set as well as the Saints get ready to do battle with the Dallas Cowboys. The kicker for the Saints, Will Lutz, has it teed up, and here we go from New Orleans. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Flushed out right. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Prescott. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
Yellow lady, yellow lady. Watch 54, watch 54. Oh, yeah.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Breeze. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And this defense rallies, and they stop him short of the first down right near the 24.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here.
Hey, exit.
They'll go for it. It's Breeze. Open man is Michael Thomas. And they'll get this down to the 10. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one.
First and 10 at the 10-yard line. Time to go. Night.
Breeze now on first down. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Josh Hill there to make the grab. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Lutz with the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start first and 10. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. They'll run with Elliott. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable third down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
47.
On third down, it's Prescott. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
First down, Prescott. Oh, he's looking long for Witten. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
It's second down and 10.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll try to sweep with Elliott. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A big run that time by Elliott. 54 yards. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out as they are now on the board here in the first half. A 1-yard run on first down, another yard that gets them into the end zone on second down. Maybe not much for the yards per carry average, but hey, 6 points.
Yeah, bottom line is it doesn't matter there. You've got to find a way to wedge it into the end zone. Yards per carry, that's out the window. How do you score? And on the second down, they had something going. They got a yard before. They thought they could do it again, and they got it done.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Throwing now is Breeze. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Sean Lee.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Easy, opposite. Check 24. Switch. Check 3.
From the gun, it's Breeze. He sets to fire deep. And that's caught inside the 35. A big play. Breeze finding Thomas. 47 yards.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board.
And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Check.
Breeze going to throw. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 15-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. Fans, a reminder, I have a note card here that says ad-lib halftime previews. So I guess let's do just that as we'll hand things over to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando when this one reaches halftime. Did I do okay?
You did great. Not a bad job.
Hey.
But, writing down your ad-libs.
If you print it, I'm going to read it. I'm Brandon Gaudin.
Ready, 95, 56. 54. You kill. Check 50. Bravo. Check 49. Right there, 54, right there.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. Hard throw, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The kick by Lutz is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Let's go, man.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Cowboys. Randall Cobb, 79 yards. And the Cowboys are able to show off their quick strike ability. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. The sack by Robert Quinn. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Michael Thomas, who turned 26 in March, now the league's highest paid wideout, signing a 5-year, $100 million extension in late July that will run through 2024.
He's the highest paid non-quarterback ever, though we know as far as these things go, that could change quickly in the league, but still a huge contract for him and deserved. 125 catches last year, led the NFL, 5th highest total in league history. Not bad for a guy that when he played Little League football, he's one of the guys that, you know, the coach said, okay, who hasn't played yet? Because everyone has to play a minimum number of plays. That's what he was doing when he was in Little League football. Now he's one of the best receivers in the NFL.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Now Austin. 12 yards on the return that time. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
56.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
Here comes the ball. I see you, boy. I see you.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Now Elliott. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. Marr able to put this one through. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Drezan10God's, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a real, I'm doing it, though.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off, Byron Jones. Thomas, the intended target. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. Got an open man, it's Michael Gallup. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A very solid gain of 27. Prescott looks to throw on first. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. This is Elliott, and an alley to run. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
Well, it looks like they caught him off guard on second and very long by running the football. All right, we always talk about tendency breakers and counters and doing things opposite the grain, and that worked very well for him. Picked up really nice yardage, but they still have a lot of work to do on third down.
Go, get out there, get out there. 56, Mike, 56. Watch the rule.
Prescott from the gun on third. And he's got Cooper on the out route. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it. They'll run it with Elliott. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on fourth.
First down, Dallas.
The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Eluding the pressure right. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
It's just me and you. Here we go, 40 seconds. Here we go, 46.
Prescott from the gun. This will be caught just inside the 10. And they will get to him at the 7 and stop him short of the first down marker. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Throwing. Prescott forced out to it. Oh, Prescott stripped. So the decision to go for it turns out to be a good one. They get a couple of yards, and as a result, the drive keeps moving. It's now 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Prescott. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Throwing again on 2nd down. Prescott. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. They will finally be taken down, but how about that play? It's a big one on the final act of the 3rd quarter. So from their own 20 all the way to the red zone now. A chance to capitalize on 1st and 10. To throw is Breeze. Cook's got it. Touchdown Saints. Jared Cook there to make the grab as his guys are back within a single score. Lutz good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
We got this. At their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football. High percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Let's get to it.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Being chased out left, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Here's Ginn. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Breeze now on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
Opposite. Hey, seam six. Go. Check 6, go.
Breeze now to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Xavier Woods with a pick. There he goes, right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Oh, that's about as tough as they come. You're driving to try to put the ball in the end zone and tie the game, and that happens.
It's exciting for us, wasn't it? Because we were thinking, hey, we might be headed towards overtime. Instead, it looks like this one may very well be done. And guess what? If you're a fantasy owner and you have that defense, you just had a big, big game, didn't you?
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Coming this way. Here we go. Out.
Now Breeze to try again after the pick six. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Xavier Woods with a pick. And the return will be stopped at the 30.
Y'all already know what time it is, huh? Playing skills, you did, huh?
Playing skills.
Ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch out flip, watch out whip, I'm in the whip, hole in the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch out flip, watch out whip, I'm in the whip, hole in the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist, I get the money but I never switch. They saying you switch it, you won't get it. You know they came from the bottom and now we is lit. You was lit, I gotta get it, I gotta get it. You hating cause ice on the wrist. My bitch, you wanna be famous, They act like they made us, You know I'm icy in Vegas, This for them that hate us, I make a lot of new money, When the not savers, You be liking my flavor, I think it's cause ice on the wrist, on the wrist, on the wrist. Watch out for that. I never switch, I never switch.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. This is what it looked like just a moment ago in the heart of New Orleans. Folks, there's no place for this noise to go in the Superdome. It is loud, and these fans are ready for football as their Saints get ready to do battle with Fairbairn now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Check 31.
Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter.
Ready. 5-9. Check. Crunch.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Check.
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 11 yards there, 1st down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10.
Here we go. Check 9.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Justin Reed, the safety, made the tackle.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, alert 3. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Sammy. Switch. Hey, dude.
Now Breeze. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Breon Body Calhoun, a sack coming off the corner blitz.
But no takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Ready.
3rd and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here.
Hey, let's get there. Check 43. Bang.
From midfield, here's Breeze. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 26.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a 1st down.
That's how you increase your... And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34.
Ready. 95.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Here's Breeze. And a sideline pass. That's caught by Thomas. 22 yards there, a 1st down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Over.
the 13-yard line.
53.
On 2nd and 12, Breeze. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. We're scoreless after one. 13th play now on the opening drive. Will this be the lucky one? It's 3rd and goal. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he'll try and throw here on the fake. Oh, and this turns into a mess as it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
Probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously cost one.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right? Good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Kill.
Here's Breeze to throw. And this one's incomplete. He was trying to get it to his running back, Alvin Kamara, and it's 3rd down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Now Breeze. He's going to rifle one deep left side and almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down. I don't know. He had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
Well, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 21.
Watch it. Safety's creeping. Check 52.
And an alley to run. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
That's what I'm talking about.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Watson into the hands of the tight end. This is Jordan Thomas. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
and the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Rush in, rush in, rush in. Joker, 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 joker. Check three, check three, check three. He's going, he's going, he's going. We got double up, double up. Watch the ship, watch the ship.
From the gun, a run for Johnson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Watson's throw pulled in by Hopkins. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 39 yards. And the Texans push further out in front. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now 14-0.
Texans 14, Saints nothing.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Check 99. 11. Hey, wahoo! Guys, it's game situation. Let's go. And we're going 30.
Off the play fake to Kamara. It's Breeze. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas.
Well, Charles, if you think so far the early part of the preseason, who has stood out? If you take a peek back at the draft, the first round, it was pretty defensively minded, but there were 3 quarterbacks taken. Kyler Murray first, Daniel Jones 6th, Dwayne Haskins 15th. Of those guys, they've looked pretty good.
I agree with you, Brandon. When you talk about those 3 quarterbacks, and you're right, the rest of the draft, we're talking about big linemen, right? We're talking about defensive players, not a lot of skilled players in the first round. But let's take the quarterbacks very quickly. Kyler Murray, by acclamation, went to Arizona. Everyone excited about it, and I think his team remains excited about his prospects. They're eager to see him play. He became the starter as soon as he was drafted. Daniel Jones, that was a different situation in New York. The fans weren't real excited about him coming in, but the reason they drafted him has a similar demeanor and talent to Eli Manning, and he's acquitting himself quite nicely in the early going. And Dwayne Haskins a little more up and down in Washington, but they love the big arm of this guy, and he's back at home. Remember, he grew up in Potomac, Maryland. So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Play action from Miller. Now Watson. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.